What's good, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, your favorite nappy-headed producer, and I already know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, what? Really? For real? You nasty son of a Nah, I'm just playing. We'll forget about that. We'll keep that little dark secret to ourselves, okay? But anyway, today we're gonna talk about how to create samples. Now, what I mean by creating samples, I don't talk about making like, you know, old school vintage boom bap sample. I'm more talking about like your own sample kits for like you find on Splice and Loopmaster and all the places like that, or you know, like your own little melodic stuff you want to do to kind of, you know, use in other DAWs or make your own sample packs, or just use to keep behind. So you know, you might have beat block one day, you have a bunch of samples already kind of made, ready to go, that type of thing. So just a way, you know, if you want to make your own drum samples, if you want to make your own MIDI loop, your own kits and all that kind of stuff, and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff we're gonna do today. Very simple, very easy. I'm gonna show you my creation process when it comes to making samples, and you know, hopefully you can take some of these ideas and make your own samples, and you know, maybe make some money off of them too, or just use it for your own production to, well, make some money off of them too. So yeah, let's jump inside DAW. So here we are inside the FL Studio. I already got my default template already set up. This is basically how I start my beats, usually with one of these plugins usually. So you know, I wouldn't go so crazy with it. I made a whole video about making templates somewhere up here. You can check that out. I'll put that in the cards and also in the video description, whatever, you know. So having a template is great, so you can open it up and already be ready to go, and you got to fumble through stuff, you got everything routed and all that kind of good stuff. So today we're gonna make like a simple little melody loop that we can use to chop up or whatever, maybe put into our sample, or maybe send to another DAW, or maybe put in our own, you know, like sample loop kit or whatever type stuff. Also, I'm working on my very first sample loop kit of 2020, so be on the lookout for that. It's coming out soon. I'm working hard on it. It's a little bit different, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it when it come out. So I'm gonna start off with Chipset MD because this is one of my favorite plugins. As you know, since I got it, I love this plugin. I did a full review of that, link in the description below. It's a dope type of synthesizer that mimics the Sega Genesis sound chip inside of it. I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and bring up the data sheet, go to strings, and then I'm gonna do is random till I find a sound I like. All right, I think I found the sound I like that pretty much fits what I'm going for. So here it is right here. You know, it's a pretty standard sound, nothing special right there. I'm gonna turn it into an ARP. So I'm gonna go to effects, go to arpeggiator, and then beat lock, of course. Let me raise it up an octave. Cool. Raise that volume up, and now I'm gonna link it to my scaler. I made a video on how to do this technique I'm about to show right now, where I show you how to make dope melodies and never make bad melodies again. You should check that video out. I'll make sure I put it in the cards up there below, or at the end of the video and in the description below. That way you can just have that to go. So we're gonna do F sharp today, and then we're gonna go, why not Fijian, the old Fijian. Hit the scale lock, white keys only. Like I said, full video on how this setup works. But now, okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and come up with a pattern real quick, and then we're gonna start making our own melody. I'll show you how to render it and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and come up with something real quick. So let me do that. Okay, back real quick. I actually changed the sound up, so now I'm gonna try to use with a different sound. So let's see what I come up with. All right, so now we're back, and this is the little loop I came up with, simple chords right here. So here's what it sound like. But of course, that just sounds boring by itself. So what I'm first gonna do is go ahead and burn to MIDI. You know, like I said, this technique is all up in how to do, so I'm moving pretty fast. And I'll actually explain why I do that in my video. So copy that, and I can paste that on Chipset MD, mute that, and delete that. So now Dope. Now we're gonna go and start processing our sound real quick. So first off, I always like to throw one of my favorite plugins right here. This is by D16. It's called Read is right there. But this is just basically a flanger plugin. I really like it. There's a preset that I like to always try and then like tweak. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It's called depth of field, but just gives it a bigger stereo feel. Next up, because this is a chipset type of sound, I am gonna throw in one of my favorite plugins for those type of sound. It's called Miniverb, which is basically a emulation of an NES delay reverb inside of the NES or whatever. I did a full video about that. Av did some great videos about it. Check it out. And I'm just gonna make a little reverb, like delay reverb type thing. So beat sync 2. It just gives like a little kind of chipset type of reverb effect right there. Definitely dope there. Next up, I'm throwing some reverser plugin. I love this reverse. You can use Backmash, which is free. You can use the other one by Initial Audio. I like this one a lot because it's super simple and it gives some cool control. So and then of course, the best plugin out there for these type of sounds. We'll use Halftime and see what we can get with that. Already, I'm making a beat with this today. So this is before the sound right now. So you can see this is before. That ain't hitting at all. But then when we add our effects in there, I only got 4 effects on there right now. That's how it sound like now. Now, what if we want to take this into like maybe a sampler or maybe a different DAW or maybe put it in our MIDI loop kit, or not MIDI loop kit, but our sample kit? Easy. All you need to do is pull up Edison, which I'll show you right now, and I'll show you how to actually do some good record. So we go to Edison, and then I like to put it on play because that's when I hit the play button, it's gonna record. Always make sure Edison is last because Edison records everything behind it. So whatever effects are behind Edison is going to record them effects. If you put it in front of an effect, it won't record that effect. So make sure Edison is your last insert. And I'm going to say the forever because you know what it is. I hit record. Now when I press play, it's going to record it. So let's do that. Now, you saw I let Edison record multiple times because I want to make sure that I get all the sound and I don't want to make sure I miss anything. Now it makes these actual markers. If you do it through the pattern, like inside this little channel rack, it will make markers for you where you can double click them and it'll make a perfect loop for you. Perfect loop, see? So that's why I let it record once and then record again just to make sure I get that perfect loop. Something a lot of people don't teach you, but your boy Different got you. Now I'm gonna trim that down or control delete. That's gonna trim it. You can also trim the edges if you want to. I'm gonna leave it like this because it's a perfect loop as it is. And there's some things you can do inside of Edison that you can, spice it up. You can use the blur tool and that kind of blurs the stuff together. Like if you put like a little bit of blur, Blur actually kind of blurs stuff together, make it a little bit smoother. Also, another trick, I want to say shout out to Busy with Beats, because I saw it on his channel, on his videos, which, you know, it's pretty dope technique, and, you know, I like the technique now. I'm starting using it, so shout out to him. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Is resampling. Now, resampling is basically going to take it from a higher sample rate to a lower sample rate, basically like how old samplers do, how they operate in lower sample rates. This is a great way to kind of tailor or kind of just shave off some of the high-end frequencies and make it just a little bit darker. Or you can use a lo-fi plugin, of course, like RC20, check out the video, or any other plugins. But I'm gonna take it down to 8,000 kilohertz, hit resample, hit accept, and then it's gonna just resample it down to 8,000 kilohertz. So it's just a little bit more darker, as you can see. So, you know, it's a good way to get some lo-fi without having a lo-fi plugin. It's right there. Now I can save this plugin. I can save this plugin, this loop as, you know, save a sample, save as a 24-bit sample, whatever. Or I can just drag it inside FL Studio, you know, double click it, set it to a channel, go to this, and now I have this sound. And I can do all my normal stuff I usually do with it. If you want to sample it, you know, pitch it down. That's a Travis Scott type beat. Yeah, I'm about to get the clapping on this and make a beat with this sample right here. But yeah, that's just how I go about doing samples and making samples my own way. As you see, it's super simple. Find a plugin you like, you know, make a nice little melody. Use my technique I teach you right now. Let's say I put it in the card so you check it out. Do that, add some effects to it, add a couple of effects, experiment. Don't be afraid, don't be shy, do different things. Use gross beats, use halftime, use RC20, use weird distortions and flangers and reverbs and delays. Spruce it up, record it inside of Edison, and then just save it. You can resample it, all that good stuff, and then save it, and then, you know, make your own kit. And now you got your own custom sample. You ain't gotta worry about no people trying to, you know, claim your stuff or get a copyright or whatever. You know, it's all you, all original. Sell it, keep it, use it, whatever, bang it, big it, something-matic, and then you already know what it is. So yeah, that's how it is. Super simple, super easy. Make your own samples and melodies. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. Like always, y'all know who it is, your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, your favorite nappy-headed producer, not motivated by the money but the like, count, subscribe, and views. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, if you got any questions, leave them in the description below. Thumb the video up, subscribe, follow me Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud, and MrDifferentTV. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody. Yeet.